Manchester United 4, Bournemouth 1, second game of the American tour, and Manchester United with a very, very impressive victory, it's got to be said. Now look, again, we're taking it all with a pinch of salt. It's pre-season. We've seen Manchester United in the past, have a very, very good season. Was it Louis van Gaal's first pre-season where we obliterated everybody and then went out and had a terrible start to the season? So we're not getting too carried away, but nonetheless, it was a very, very good performance by a Manchester United side that is starting to grow in confidence a little bit and starting to learn the Ruben Amorim ways. We've got a few talking points to get into, guys, and they're all positive for once. So let's jump right into them. Ruben Amorim, bring the glory days again. We're working for the strengthening. It's in the rest around. Thanks for joining as always, guys. Please do smash a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're going to start first and foremost with Ruben Amorim and the style of play that he's trying to implement into this Manchester United team. And look, we've spoken in depth over the past 5, 6, 7, 8 months since Ruben Amorim has been in that he needs time on the training ground and he needs to implement his style, his ideas, so on and so forth. And I didn't stay up for the game last night, but I did look back at it in full, and I was very impressed with how we played in large parts of the game. The passing and the build-up from Manchester United was fantastic, it's got to be said. The tempo, the intensity levels, playing out from the back was very, very impressive. The triangles that we were creating was very, very good. And it all kind of started at the back with Leny Yoro. I thought he carried the ball out really well, and he played the ball out with an awful lot of enthusiasm and real determination, and I thought it was very, very impressive to see. It's clear that this Manchester United team need time on the training ground, and Ruben Amorim didn't want to take the job initially because there was a number of reasons, but he said in depth an awful lot last season that he needs a pre-season to implement his style. And I think we are seeing improvements, and we are seeing this Manchester United squad learning and adapting to how he wants us to play. If we look at the team that played last night, it was made up of players that were all here last year. There's no new players. And obviously we've only got 2 new players, but none of them featured last night, Cunha or Mbeumo. So we are seeing an improvement to this Manchester United side, and it can only be a benefit to us that we're getting these types of pre-season. And as well, we're not overrun with fixtures in this pre-season game, and I think it's been quite meticulously thought out, where there's not an awful lot of travelling. They're staying within the same time zones. If you've seen a couple of years ago, we went East Coast and West Coast and back across, and it was a nightmare for players, and you could kind of see it within the start of the season. They looked a little bit fatigued, but this Manchester United side they look fit, they look more physical, and they look like they're really starting to learn the ways of Ruben Amorim, and it can only be a positive. It really, really can. And the more we can get these types of games and these types of performances before the start of the season, the better it will be for Manchester United. Really, really impressed. The one maybe slight issue I would have was that sometimes we tried to play the ball out too quickly, and Ruben Amorim has been quite... I suppose he's been quite open about the fact that he's not looking for a lightning fast build-up, and that there are times where he wants us to be slower, he wants us to be more composed, he wants us to recycle, retain possession, where sometimes last night I thought we tried to play out a little bit too quick, and we gave away possession once or twice. But the overall build-up play and how comfortable we looked in them little triangles and building out from the back, Casemiro, Leny Yoro, Mason Mount, Ahmad, all very, very good. So far so good. And look, again, like I said, more game time and more importantly, more training sessions and walkthroughs, and really, really drilling down about getting this system implemented, I think can only be a benefit to this Manchester United team. Now, let's get on to some individual performances, and we've got to start with Patrick Dorgu, and it was another very, very impressive performance from him last night. He is having a very, very good pre-season, it's got to be said. He got in a goal and an assist last night. He's improving massively. He really, really is. And the one thing I would say now is, and I've mentioned this, not with Dorgu, but just in general about the Manchester United squad. He's got Diego Leon in there now that's come in like a little pit bull that wants to, bed in, and he wants to make a name for himself, and he wants to make that left side his own. And it means there's competition there now. Now, I'm not saying that Dorgu wouldn't be playing well if there wasn't competition there. Absolutely not. He came in January when there was upheaval at the club and there was an awful lot of change. The manager was changing, the system, the structure, and it wasn't the greatest of environments to come into. He seems to have bulked up an awful lot over the summer, and like I said, he's putting in some absolutely fantastic performances. He's carrying the ball well going forward. He's defending quite well. He's getting involved in the build-up play more. And like we said, he's getting assists, and he scored again last night. I was very, very impressed with him. I really, really was. I think he's going to go from strength to strength. I really do. And again, he can't rest on his laurels. But you're seeing Manchester United hopefully being very smart in the types of players that they're bringing in. And if Dorgu can continue to impress and continue to improve the way he's done in this pre-season, it's going to be a very, very smart piece of business from Manchester United. Now, Ruben Amorim was asked about him, and he said it's impressive. He's 20 years old. He looks more like he belongs at Manchester United. He's so powerful, and he's getting his technique right. He's defending also. And these are all of the talking points that we mentioned there. His all-round game is improving in all aspects going forward. Link-up play, getting on, the end of maybe assists and goals, hopefully. But that wing-back position is expected to get involved in build-up play, and you're expected to have assists, and you're expected to be involved in goals. And also, you need to be able to defend, and he's doing that quite well also. So look, Ruben Amorim is happy. I'm happy. There's competition there now with Diego Leon, with Patrick Dorgu, and it can only be of benefit to us on that left-hand side. It looks like we're really drilling down, and we've really got that left-hand side sewn up if these guys can continue to improve and continue to put in good performances. Now, next up, let's talk about Rasmus Hojlund. Look, I've got to say, credit where credit is due. Another decent performance from him last night. Took his goal very well, and they're the types of positions you want to see him getting into. Very, very good run off the centre half, angling his run, getting up well, and just slotting the ball away nicely with the header. I like the fact that he's not getting involved in, the kind of tussles that we've seen on the halfway line with defenders when there's no need. He's looking to get in behind a little bit more, and he's looking to get on the end of things. And look, we've seen him score some quite good goals for Manchester United over the past couple of years. The issue is his decision making and where he is on the pitch and where he should be in regards to that. And I think if he can continue to focus solely on trying to get on the end of things and, getting in behind, using the attributes that he's good at, his pace, his power, I think the finishing could come. Now, is he going to get the opportunity and the time to do that? That remains to be seen. We know we're heavily linked with the likes of Benjamin Sesko, and again, I mentioned about Rasmus Hojlund. I have no issue with him being the second choice at Manchester United and being that backup striker. And I think it would take an awful lot of the pressure on him. The one area that I still do think he needs big improvement on is his link-up play. And we've seen it last night. It was poor, it's got to be said. And there were a couple of opportunities yesterday where there were easy passes to be played in behind that weren't taken, or they were overhit. There was once or twice where Ahmad made some really good runs past him, and if he had been played in one-on-one, there was a good opportunity to get a goal there. And there was another opportunity, I think it was it Delo, that made a run from right wing back, and Hojlund just overhit it and it went out for a goal kick. His link-up play does need to improve, but I think if he ends up staying at Manchester United, he's going to have to improve that and add it to his game. But again, like I said, I've no issue with Rasmus Hojlund staying as the backup. I don't think he's got the all-round game to lead the line for Manchester United. And we know the goals didn't come regularly enough last season for him to be anyway considered as the number one going into the start of this season. But I've got to give credit where credit is due. He has looked an awful lot better this pre-season, and Ruben Amorim, obviously is working hard with him on the training ground and getting him to do the types of things that he needs to do and that he's good at doing as well. It remains to be seen what his future holds. Will he be a Manchester United player come the end of the transfer window? That remains to be seen. But like I said, credit where credit is due. He's having a decent pre-season. Now, finally, guys, I want to talk about Amad a little bit. And here are some reports, and some opinions that he's having a quiet enough pre-season tour out in America. And look, he did have a quiet game against West Ham the other night. But I was very impressed with him against Bournemouth last night. He got his goal and he took it very, very well. And look, he scored against West Ham as well. It was offside in the end. But he played in that right-sided number 10 role against Bournemouth, and I was very impressed with how he got involved in the game and the outlet that he was. And we spoke about Lenny Yoro playing out from the back. Lenny Yoro was playing on the right side of the defence, and that kind of inside channel was available to him all of the time. And who was there all of the time? It was Amad. And the ball was played into him an awful lot. And his first touch was fantastic. And his link-up play, his layoffs were really, really good. He was showing for the ball. And them little triangles between Yoro, Casemiro, Amad, sometimes Bruno, sometimes Mason Mount on the other side were very, very impressive. And Amad, his close control is absolutely fantastic. And for such a small player, he holds off defenders really, really well. And he's got that turn of pace as well, where he does lay off that ball. He's spinning off and he's getting in behind. I was very, very impressed with his performance last night. And we know he can also play in that right wing-back role now as well. So it does give us more options there. And I have no issue with him playing in that right-sided number 10 role. I think he's a fantastic option there for us. We know it's more than likely going to be in Buemo for the upcoming season, and it's good to have somebody like Amad that can play wing-back, can play in that number 10 position, where you can give the likes of Buemo a rest. Is there going to be any need for it as much this season? Probably not. We haven't got European football. We're talking about a game a week. Pretty much between the start and the end of the season. So it does, I suppose, benefit us that we can get individuals playing big minutes and consecutively in an awful lot of games. And I think Ruben Amorim has shown an awful lot of that in pre-season as well. We're used to pre-season games being 45 minutes, drastic changes, and you got 11 plays the first 45 and another 11 plays the second 45, and we're not seeing that out of Ruben Amorim in America. He's bringing players on 60-65 minutes, and he seems to be starting the core players that he thinks might be good enough and might be going into that game against Arsenal at the start of the season. And I'm all for that. It goes back to what we've said. It's going to be a game a week. The intensity, not the intensity levels, but the pressure of playing 2 games a week for 6 months come, December or January or whatever the case may be, are not going to be there. And hopefully that will lend to the positives of not having too many injuries and being able to get a collective 11 playing together on a regular basis. But look, guys, nonetheless, 4-1 against Bournemouth is a very, very good result and very, very pleasing to see Manchester United betting in Ruben Amorim's ideas and playing very, very well. I do have to reiterate, it's pre-season. You've got to carry these types of performances and form into the Premier League campaign when it starts, because it's not going to be an easy start. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Did you watch the game? Let me know what you thought of it and how, I suppose, impressed and happy you are on how pre-season is going. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please do smash a like on the video. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. On the road to 15,000 subscribers. I'll be back tomorrow night at 9 o'clock with the news show as always. But until then, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.